Hey there, let's talk about tests. So today I want to present you a principle that is called F.I.R.S.T. I got this principle from the very famous book from the very famous Uncle Bob, the Clean Code book. And this principle, it's called F.I.R.S.T. It's an acronym about F for fast, Y for independent, R for repeatable, S for self-validating, and T for timely. I will record a single video about all those concepts, but here for just a quick overview about it. So the book says that your test needs to be fast, okay? Why? Because if you take too long to run your tests, you just won't run them, okay? So if your tests take too long to execute it, to be validated, you just won't do them, okay? So I remember when I worked in a big company where they had like 10,000 use cases for tests, and they have 200 people just running tests, and each time that they need to go through all those 10,000 use cases, they took like a week or so. And that's not doable, that's not reasonable. So you really need a way to get your tests running very fast. So I will cover in the specific video. So your tests also need to be independent. And by independent, we understand that each test needs to be independent from each other. Okay, so you really need to be able to run your tests in whatever order you want. Okay, you need to be able to run your tests in the same time, all those tests. Okay, so in parallel way to execute your tests. Okay, so by that way you can have that you can, for example, run just one test because you got an error or got an issue on that test. I will just run this test. One test can't prepare the environment for the other tests. Okay, so each test needs to take care of its own environment in order to be executed successfully and independently. Okay. Your tests also need to be repeatable, and by that we understand that your tests should be able to run in whatever environment, in Q&A environment, in your laptop, even without a network, for example. And why? Because you can't have any excuse of executing your tests. Okay, by that way you have no excuses at all. Okay, so you can run your tests whatever environment, in whatever way, so you will probably really run. Your tests also needs to be self-validating, and by that it's simple. The output of your test needs to be true or false, fail or pass it. Everything more than that, it's useless. And will give you more problem. Maybe will fail on the fast part, so you need to validate, you open a file and whatever. So your test needs to be self-validating. Okay, so you just look at it, oh, it failed, it passed. That's it, then you have a good test. And the last part, your tests need to be timely. And by timely we understand you need to write your tests as soon as possible, and please do it before production or just before going to production, okay? Because many times we see that when the code goes to production, oh, I can't test that code because this and that. Okay, so let's change because but it's in production and I can't change production because it's working and I need approvals and so on, this and that and blah blah blah. So okay, so write your test as soon as possible, write it before production, because if you find out that you can't test this piece of code, you can return and change the code in order to be tested, so you can go to production and have your tests done. Okay, so first principle of running tests, your test needs to be fast, independent, repeatable, self-validating, and timely. Okay, so check the next videos where I will get more details about these 5 topics. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.